The two of them desperately turned the rusty valve at the bottom of the sea. But even when their oxygen ran out, the valve still didn't budge. Fortunately, using all their remaining strength, they finally managed to loosen the rusty valve. Just then, a sound came from behind them, and the sight in front of them completely stunned them. 100-meter-long electric eel swiftly approached, and one touch would certainly shock them. The two quickly sped up their efforts, then ducked their heads to avoid the eel's attack. However, the danger wasn't over. They had to continue hastening their efforts to open the valve. Just as they had thought, the electric eel suddenly turned around. Luckily, by that time, the steel door had opened. With the electric eel getting closer, the two immediately rushed into the submarine's cabin, barely escaping with their lives. This was an abandoned submarine. Jack pressed the pressure relief valve switch, and soon the water level began to drop rapidly. Only then could they take deep breaths. But to leave the ocean floor, they had to start the submarine. So, the two hurried to the control room. John pressed the start button, and surprisingly, the submarine seemed to work fine. But after running for less than 3 seconds, the engine stopped because of a drained battery. To restart it, they needed at least dry-docked power. Just then, a flash of light passed by the window, and John instantly had an idea. He planned to use the electric eel to charge the engine. He then swam outside the submarine with a harpoon connected to a wire, and tapped the submarine's railing to attract the electric eel's attention. Upon hearing the noise, the electric eel swiftly came towards them. John seized the opportunity and threw the harpoon. The harpoon accurately hit the electric eel's body. Since the other end of the wire was connected to a battery, the high-voltage electricity released by the eel successfully started the submarine. But how did they end up in this situation? It all started a few days ago, when John and his son received a letter from an archaeology professor. The professor claimed to have found the legendary Treasure Island. As an adventurer, John was very interested in Treasure Island, so he quickly took his son to the dock. But when they mentioned going to Treasure Island, no one was willing to go to a place that didn't even exist on the map. Luckily, their conversation was overheard by a man named Kevin. Kevin immediately stopped them and said he had a helicopter. As long as they paid, he could take them anywhere. After negotiating the price, Kevin, along with his daughter, and John and his son officially set off. However, when they arrived at the location mentioned in the letter, they encountered a huge storm,